What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Hello and welcome in to the Wednesday edition of Your Show. My name is Gary. I am your busty host. I think we're sticking with that one for a while because it's fun to say. And this is still, to our knowledge, the only live show on YouTube from 4 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. And we're so damn proud to be able to say that and to share that awesomeness with you. Monday to Friday on YouTube, we're the only ones going live. It's very, very cool. As well, we like to make up different types of categories that we're number one in, and they say we're number one. For instance, today we are the number one show on YouTube that has another member of the family looking for batteries that we swore were in the spot we left them. We knew they were. Network Ryan, we'd like to know where the damn batteries are, as we have some units that need to operate with battery power. We're number one. We're number one. We also have the greatest camera in the history of cameras. I'm talking, forget your Kodak moments, forget your Canons, forget all that stuff. This is the only camera that matters. And this camera is the Meaghan Cam. Let's see what's up. Oh, look at her. Margaret, would you get in frame, please? Unbelievable. She says she's professional and she goes and does this, eh? Isn't that so? Don't worry, I got this, you guys. Come on over. There it is. Perfect. What a handsome, beautiful pup. The Meaghan Cam for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle and their beautiful pup Leroy, who also greets you at the door just like Margaret does here. I give you the greatest, most incredible experience every single time you walk into Pet Planet on 8th Street. And if you go there after hours or on the weekends, you'll see Kirsten, Shar, or Chris, and you will continue to get that incredible quality we know and love from our friends over there at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Don't forget the cleaning station, man. The best in the biz, and it's right there in the store for you to enjoy. As Maggie continues to try to figure out how to get her teeth into some of those hot rods we got hiding around here. It's a bad idea to bring in the hot rods, but a good idea at the same time. But this poor girl is very hungry for hot rods. On Wednesdays, we like to do a little thing where we check in with a good buddy. But before that, I'd like to call to the stage our first guest of the show. You know him from Strip Down. Thank you very much, LB. And you know him as a member of this family. He is Curtis Anderson. Oh my God. Right here. Hey. Go Berries, go.
I heard we were talking baseball today. I too hungry for hot rods.
There's such
Hashtag
a great food,
hungry
right?
for hot rods.
I love hot rods. Here you go. You can have that one.
I can have that one? Okay.
We'll save that one for Coach Mazer.
See, usually we do this before we start rolling, but
Look at this. He's
I had
right on
stuff
time
to do.
too. This is great. This is fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to call to the stage a man who just walked into the building, a man who is going to be giving some pets. Oh my God, a man who is ready to model. What is happening here?
Jeez Louise.
Oh, I forgot about
sorry.
that. Boy, did I ever ruin that moment. Right up here. We got you. Come on up. Yeah. Oh, they can't see. They're not showing you yet. I am so sorry. I forgot about the funeral. You look fantastic, though. You really do. I hope everything went good there.
I'm sorry for your loss, sir.
Yes.
Who
We
are-
are all sorry.
Someone close?
Well, we don't need to get into it. do
Oh,
we?
I just
Unless
want
you
to
want to shout
throw
out
my
people.
condolences
Yeah,
out there to
of
get
course.
this out of the way.
Yes.
Okay.
Very sad.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Condolences around. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Coach, comma 2. Look at that walk on. That a boy. You hearing that? That is the Paperboy theme. Unless we're not allowed to play it, then that is just a Matt special, we like to call him around here. We like to label him as Sexy Gary. We have like Sexy Gary 1 through 9 with all different tracks, and they're all fantastic. How are we looking? What's wrong?
I'm in trouble. I'm just getting a hum, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm a humming too.
There's a little hum.
Okay.
Let's wait till we get in here. Let's see
All
what's
right.
going on. The final
this out.
member of this Wednesday party, all the way from the other side of the world. His name is Coach Number One, aka Adrian the Canadian. What's up, bro?
Oh,
Good morning, fellas.
Yay.
Gaza,
Oh, how you doing,
Curtis.
I can't.
it's,
Pops and whistles, buddy. I'm sorry. You guys can hear him. That's okay. I can't.
buddy? Interesting.
I
Yeah,
got
it's
nothing.
a little bit of a crackle again here, LB.
No, I can't hear him at all. It's okay.
this is like an
I'm
ongoing
being
gag.
difficult.
Look at us go.
You want just,
How you doing, buddy? Don't worry about this.
All
Talk
right.
to me. I'm doing good. How
Yeah.
are you?
You're good, Gary?
All right, it's a big day for the Belargens today. Ryan, our youngest one, graduates from elementary school, so they've got their graduation tonight.
Interesting.
In-
No,
Interesting.
It's doing the choppy thing that it was doing before. Luckily, we have a
know what it
head.
is.
Check this out, you guys. We have a head engineer in the house right now,
All right.
and he is all over this stuff. So he will continue to
I'm
do this.
surprised AJ's so patient with this. He's probably like, this
Every
joke
week.
is getting old, boys. It's like 1 week good, next week it's like, ha ha ha.
These things,
6 months passed.
these things are hard to figure out.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
And you got to remember, our 18-year-old head engineer, it's lots of troubleshooting. That's all engineering is, right? It's just troubleshooting and trying stuff until you figure
It's
out what
true.
it is.
So let's guess what AJ would be talking about right now. I have a feeling it would be talking about coffee. And I don't know why.
I feel like
just
there's
feel
coffee here too.
Be
Like
still
it's-
my heart.
Like it's
There it
There
is.
it is.
Oh, out of a
Oh.
glass.
glass. Interesting.
Classy.
Is that a cold? That must be an Aussie. It's
That-
30 degrees in Australia. That's probably a
Gotta
iced.
drink it out of a
Iced
oh,
coffee.
man.
Yeah, is it iced coffee when it's this hot out there? No,
You're
iced
drinking
coffee.
hot coffee out of a clear glass.
That's
love
the way
it.
we roll in Melbourne.
love it.
We're the coffee capital of the world.
It's better.
Better.
Still,
Coffee capital of
it's-
the world in Melbourne. Is
the
what we're
level's
hearing.
good. It's still crackly a little bit.
I actually,
Are you-
true story, heard this yesterday that the price of coffee may be going up.
No.
Yeah, I'm not making this up. Yeah, that like apparently something happened in Brazil. The weather wasn't good, and it's going to cost more to export it out. And we can expect a
Conspiracy?
no, not a conspiracy. I heard this from like a reliable source. Like
No, I'm not saying it's
CNN.com.
not happening. I'm saying the conspiracy people are saying, "Hey, let's get more out of that coffee."
Yeah, and that's fair.
Let's
If I
go-
have to,
Well,
if
think
I have
about
to
how much
sell a
money people
child,
There we go.
I will
yeah,
do it.
Perfect.
Think
All
about
right.
how much money
Hey.
people will save by not drinking coffee.
Oh please.
Is that what you're
Well,
suggesting?
remember, like everybody says, if you want to save up for something, just don't buy that coffee. So now
Right.
instead of saving $5, you're gonna save $5.25 or whatever it's going up by.
You a bank out there? What the heck? Why are you thinking like that?
Is that how it works?
Shout out to our technician. This is what you sound like, Coach One. This is
Isn't
the
that
first
nice?
week I can hear you.
I told you.
I'm always just nodding along and looking like a jerk, but I can't really quite hear you. But this is good stuff. How are you doing, man? It's great to hear your voice.
This will be good.
Yeah.
We'll get a smile from Curtis this time because anytime I talk,
There
he
it
just
is.
sits there. It looks like he's bored, and he's like, "Who is this guy?"
I'm
Why
not
is he
bored
here?
at all. I'm just like I know you're giving me gold, but it's like so Curtis.
That's how it sounds in our
That's how it
earpieces.
sounds in my ear, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
My mind is blown that we have the ability to set something like this up in our little, family here. Like, this is so damn cool. And to have LB here to be like, I got it. Literally a little bit of this, a little bit of that, boom.
Yeah.
Now I get why engineers are on call all the time.
Apparently, these need batteries. Good job.
Yeah,
There
that's-
was more. Okay, let's get into this. How much does coffee cost out there? What are you paying?
about $5 a coffee.
$5 dues.
That's for a regular size. And
Okay.
that set prices today. This is before the price increase that Curtis is preempting for.
The
for us.
looming, yeah.
And what are we here? Starbucks is what, $6.25, $5.75, depending.
Something in there, yeah.
That's Canadian dollars. So for you, that would be $7.05 probably.
Ooh.
Something like that, 10%. But again, we don't have, we do have Starbucks, I lie, but not many. There's no chains here. It's all local, even though but they probably all use the same coffee machine as
We touched on before,
Hey,
yeah.
Coach Comma 2 mentioned. But this is, we talked about John Farnham and The Voice, and I want that to take off in Canada, the song.
Done.
Here is the coffee that you guys all have to try.
Here we go.
Okay.
So it's called Well, in Melbourne, it's called
London.
Magic. Anywhere else, it's
Oh,
called the Melbourne Magic.
Melbourne Magic.
That
sounds like your nickname.
Gary's writing it down. The Melbourne Magic.
That sounds like my stage name at the strip clubs in there.
Everyone will be disappointed.
I'm
They're
not
going
gonna
to
go
a,
there.
they're thinking they're going to a coffee boutique and it's Gary
Out
stripping.
comes me with a little Melbourne accent.
No one
Just
wants to go
very
down
insulted.
Anyway, sorry to derail you.
Sorry, I'm just picturing Gary stripping right now.
Well,
you know,
I will
distracted.
tell you. I'll tell you a quick story about our time.
I'll send you a link if you really want to see it.
Our time in Melbourne when I was there with my good late buddy Doobie and my man Benji, and we were staying in a flat in, I believe it was in Coogee, and we had heard about a strip club pub crawl. And Lorcan was the guy from Ireland. He came and said, guys, we got to go on this. It's going to be awesome. And so we're like, well, we have no money. So how do we do this? Like, oh, no, we'll figure it out. So we figured it out, and we went to each strip club with no money on this strip club tour. So obviously that's a strike against you. But I remember there was a thing called a mega strip inside one of these. Like there was like 5 or 6 different strip clubs we went to all around Melbourne. And all of a sudden, all the ladies had left the stage. And so it's just all these dudes looking around like, this doesn't feel like establishment what we intended for. And then all of a sudden, Girls by Motley Crue came on, and every single girl came walking out onto the stage. And I looked at the boys like, I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. And so eventually, again, no money, so we ended up leaving. But the strip club pub crawl all around Melbourne, I always have the memories of going on it and saying, this is not as fun as it was in my head.
So what would happen? What happened? They all came back. It was like a strip club battle royal or what?
No, there was no wrestling. Like they had a big stage with 2 like walkways down the side, and they all just came out and danced.
So, it's like,
So instead of one, they all came out and
At the
danced, and
same
you were
time.
like, "Let's go! This sucks. Time to go,
Sucks.
boys."
It was-
10
was-
naked women.
It was
I
more
was
of
one or nothing.
And we got to
I'm
remember,
loyal.
we got to remember, this is a long, long time ago. As things change over time, but at that time, yeah, it was too much for us. We were just a couple of kids just looking for, a night of fun without spending money. And the point is, that was the worst thing possible you could do when you have no money. Like you shouldn't even be allowed in there. So, anyways, the Mega Strip is a story I tell a lot about my time in Melbourne. So, and then after that, we went to a sex expo. I don't know what's up with Melbourne, man, but you guys got some serious stuff going on there.
Can you go to a one shot so I'm not in this conversation, please?
Hey, it was 2003. 2003. It was different times, all right?
Where's that thumbs up, buddy?
Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know what would be better, going to the strippers then Sexpo, or going to Sexpo first and then the strippers. Like
Either way, I think looking back on it now, I probably wouldn't go at all just after doing it. But it's like you're in a different country, you're in a different place. Like, let's check out what it's all about. So it's one of those like classic yes and moments where it's like, I'm not going to say no to anything. So we go to these different things and you experience them. You only need to do it once.
I hope this ends with some irony where this has anything to do with the coffee drink called Magic.
By the way, the big moral of this story is right before we left Melbourne,
Yeah,
we
where-
started
where-
Melbourne
how
Magic
did we get onto
Coffee.
this?
And
Nice,
we're still
yeah.
making that Melbourne Magic, baby.
There we go.
The number one choice for strippers.
The official coffee for
The official
the
coffee.
ballet.
So are you
worldwide.
drinking a Magic right now?
Yeah, tell us more about the Magic.
Yes, get us out of here, please.
Does it have anything
I'm
to
not
do with tea
drinking Magic
bags?
because I can't make them.
Oh, are they like?
I don't have the coffee machine.
Oh,
to
you need a
make the
specific
magic. But
coffee
the magic
machine.
is.
Here we go.
That's how they get you.
Well, no, you need just like a proper one where you grind them and it goes through the little. Anyways,
coffee machine.
I don't know much about coffee machines either. Anyways, here's what it is. It's a double ristretto.
Stretto?
You know what a ristretto is?
A Vistretto? Isn't
A
that what they?
ristretto.
Ristretto.
A ristretto.
R-I-S-R-E-T-T-O.
Is that what they?
Ristretto.
How do you
Is
know
that what they play in the symphony?
I'm not a moron.
Like you got the 18th century ristretto.
No.
Careful.
What the hell's a ristretto?
That's the theme music for the Super Strip watch
Yeah.
show. Whatever
Hey,
Gary was
mega
talking
mega
about.
strip.
You got to remix girls with ristretto,
Ristretto.
right? This is my jam.
So what the hell is it?
Okay, so the ristretto is the first. This is gonna sound really wanky. The first 17 seconds. Now we're back to the sexpo, aren't we? Sorry.
To be fair, the first 17 seconds are the best. Hashtag Ristretto.
You can do this, AJ. I know. Come on, man.
I'll shut up. I promise. Go.
Coffee and strippers. Okay. First 17 seconds of the pour of the coffee is supposed to be the most potent part of the coffee.
Yeah.
So you get 2 of those, and then you fill it up with half of whatever coffee is with some milk. So it's just a little. It's a little bit like a strong latte with just a little bit of milk.
But you're not frothing that milk.
No,
It's just a pour. It's
no, they
just
don't.
pour
No froth.
straight in. Yeah.
Rare
Just pour
serious
straight
question. Rare serious question here. So you saying the first 17 seconds of like the brew? So like you're standing there, and as it drips out, you take that first 17 seconds. So that's like the strongest part
Part of
that
the
comes
drip.
out. Okay, because when I used to work at the cable station, we used to make these giant carafes of coffee at the same time, and you would like give yourself a heart attack if you drank, like if you pour it as it was coming out, because all the like
Yeah.
the strongest
stuff.
stuff would be the
Yeah.
first, and then you do the next like 64 cups in this giant thing. But if you drank that first as it came out, you'd like go into like your heart would go nuts.
That explains a lot with the condition that I had, because that was
Yeah.
what I would do at work.
Yeah, that's-
I'd pour, I go right into my cup, and then fill everyone else. Everyone's like, the coffee's weak today. I was like, not for me, it isn't.
See,
What
that's
are you
that's
talking
fascinating because
Yeah,
I
that's
just
always
had a
been
ristretto.
so that just seems like something that's always been in place, but like better judgment would tell you not to do it. But now the coffee people are like, no, we've had it wrong all these years. You want that first 17 seconds, and then you deny the next like 5 cups because it's weak, because all the like the
Yeah.
main.
What
was in the
happens to
bottom.
the post ristretto?
Well,
that's
who cares?
That's because the drink's $5. That's what happens. It's just you waste it.
you
you
pour the
don't
rest
dump
out.
No,
You dump it out.
they don't dump
No,
it
no,
out, do
no,
they?
no. They have the machines where they press the button. It only pours. Like
For
it just
17
pours
seconds.
for
I
17
got
But
it.
it,
seconds.
it
Oh,
wastes
Stop
those.
it. Yes.
Yeah, but the beans,
So there's no wastage.
there is some wastage because you could pour it for longer, right?
Yeah, you could.
You know
You
what I
get
mean?
more out of it.
All right.
Either way. So that's what makes the Melbourne Magic so good.
That's right. So if you go to Sydney or Adelaide, or I suspect Saskatoon, and ask for a magic, they won't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now in Melbourne,
Now, are we in the coffee shop or at the strippers in this conversation? I can't remember where we are now. I asked for the magic
we're
at
at the coffee shop.
the coffee shop. Okay.
Yes. Again, nobody wants to see me come out when you ask for the magic at the strip club. That's all I'm saying.
It's all magic, Gary.
Always
That's all
and
magic.
forever.
I got
That's-
asked for the magic at Centerfold once, and I just got pressed against the glass
Right?
wall. It's gross.
Okay, we're
First
not
17
getting,
seconds, man.
we're not getting into centerfold talk or any of the other tried attempts at strip clubs around these parts. We're going to continue with our guest, Adrian, the Canadian, aka Coach Number One, all the way from Australia. We do it every Wednesday here. We got Curtis Anderson in the house. Curtis Anderson, as well as my sweet, beautiful Rai Rai, aka Coach Comma 2, in the house. We actually had some stuff we wanted to talk about, didn't we? We had a little list here.
What?
I'm looking at you because you're going to guide this ship. Where are we going next? We've talked about the coffee.
Oh, we talked about
I heard
the
there was some-
Melbourne Magic, so now I'm going
the
to see
Blue
if I
Jays
can have
talk.
one of those, and I'm sure my
Oh.
wife would actually enjoy one. I'm going to check into making her one on the Nespresso that we have, because I believe we can do that. It won't be legit, but we have an Nespresso. So if I do, yeah, if I tee it up, time it 17 seconds, and
Interesting.
use a double shot or do 2 single shots back to back to get that double, but it would be 34 seconds of pure magic, and then that pours into the cup, and then I'll have to get the other ingredients. But you just say a little pour into just a little milk, right? There's no sugar, no maple, which you wouldn't do there. No honey, no
Interesting.
caramel.
Okay.
What happens
Just
on the
coffee
18th
milk.
second?
It gets better.
No, it'll get worse.
Gets
man.
worse.
Don't
Gets
go
worse.
there.
Yeah. Don't even.
Don't
try
even
to
do
do
Don't
that.
even ask.
So, okay, so
Yeah, enough
Coach
with the
Comma
coffee.
2.
go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, by the time you make a magic,
Mm-hmm.
you could probably chug 1.89 liters of Mott's Clamato.
Evidently I cannot do that. Don't go get me another one.
I could probably chug 1.8 liters
Oh,
of
no.
coffee. For real.
What are you doing?
Coffee has no effect on me.
Boy, your
I can have
arms
a
gonna be tired.
I can have a coffee at like 10 o'clock and go to bed.
This is going to be our new
I did
There
that
it
for a
is.
little bit.
Our
I'd have a little
new
espresso.
set dress
Yeah.
for this segment. Every Wednesday, we'll pull out the trophy that is the Clamato that got, what's it called? Restarted.
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 I lost though.
Yeah, but still, you did it. It's a beautiful
that's true.
accomplishment. So as you can see here, AJ, this guy to the left of me, or to the right of you, dressed up for a little baseball talk. He doesn't know anything about baseball, but he came prepared. How cool is that? Go Berries.
Hey, Barry's the mascot was on the cover of Time magazine, unless the internet's lying to me. Yeah,
That's for real?
yeah.
Wow.
Well, that might have been their, you know, I mean, their PR
It's a
team might have
promotion.
posted
It's a promotion. Okay.
Time magazine cover. So the direction that we're headed in this, we got to get talking some baseball.
Yes, sir.
Right. So we could go a number of ways, but AJ, I know you had mentioned before that you wanted to talk about our thoughts of the golden bat, which is, for those of you that don't know, is an idea put forth to garner some interest or
It's
a
very
ripple.
exciting. It's very cool.
A ripple in the
I
game
love
of
it.
baseball where once per game,
Once per game.
I believe,
Yeah, that's it.
a coach can declare a golden bat. So I think I envision it that he'll have a golden bat dressed up in
super
the
happy.
dugout, and he'll sprint out of the dugout, and he's like, "I do declare, it's time for the golden bat," and then he'll just turn to Shohei Ohtani if that's the Dodgers,
Yeah.
and he'll get to bat again. So if the bases were juiced, right, bases loaded,
Yeah.
1 out, Ohtani strikes out, he could say,
Golden bat.
bat again. That's essentially the golden bat. Is that correct, AJ?
That's my understanding of it. They haven't talked about, like, if there's any rules. Can you do it in the second inning? Can you do it in the ninth inning? Can you do it back to back? Can Ohtani bat twice in a row?
Right.
The way I
Yeah,
looked
go.
at it, the way I saw it was at any point during the game, any point doesn't matter, sort of like you had said. You can say golden bat or however you announce it. I'm sure they'll have like a sign or something that you got to do. And then anybody, not just your starters, like anybody on your bench too, like say you have a guy who you bring in just to hit, like a classic Matt Stairs situation. Like you wouldn't waste it on those types of guys. Like this is for your best hitter to come up at the most important moment of that game. So some guys maybe use it in the second inning. Some guys wait till the ninth. Some guys somewhere in between. But the point being is your best hitter will get another at-bat in that game at some point.
So
That's the takeaway.
that is the takeaway. Now, what I've thought, there's been some think groups or some idea groups set out by news, sports media pages where it's like allow the fans to interact and give their ideas of what the worst idea would be. And I feel that Manfred might have perused in there and found the worst one and then said, let's go with it. Let's really test the waters here and see if I can get away with the worst idea to improve the game. Go with it and see if people will get on board. If I can convince all the owners that this is good, then I have them in my pocket for life. That's what I think this is. Because if this isn't just the biggest slow pitch softball beer league charity tournament idea that's ever been presented in Major League Baseball. There's been some safety things with like bigger bases or even a run lane like in slow pitch.
path lanes.
That makes more sense than changing the order of the game. Like who bats? Like this guy can just keep going. They've already adjusted the Ohtani rule where a guy can be pitching, removed from pitching, and then re-enter as a pinch hitter or whatever. They had that to like feature those dual players. That's one thing. It's like a re-entry rule, but you can't just bat out of order. The batting order is the order. And so I would be a traditionalist in that sense, saying that this is the stupidest thing of all time. That's my take.
It's a big call. Now, Maze, or Coach Comma 2,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to try a little exercise with you here.
I'm pretty out of shape.
I sense that you think, I sense you are saying this is no good. I'm dead set against it. I don't even want to consider it.
Correct.
if it was a good idea, why should we implement it?
So you're trying to
Let's just assume it was a good idea. It wasn't the worst idea. Why? What are the benefits?
Okay, so you're asking me to argue for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know why the golden bat idea is such a great thing for the MLB
Here we go.
is it'll garner more interest, right? It'll give guys like Shohei Ohtani that may bat 4 times in a game, well, now he's going to bat 5 times. And then your weaker hitter, your 9th hole guy that's already only getting up 3 times, he's going to bat maybe 2, right? So you have more chance, more excitement, another opportunity for runs scored, and you just feature your all-stars more. Obviously, your big hitters are going to get up more. So that's why this would be a great thing.
As well, make no mistake, the more at-bats these superstars get, the more short little clips MLB can send out around the world and say, look how wild our sport is. Come watch.
More 15-second clips on the TikToks and the
Yep.
Instagrammers and the Facebook.
Make no mistake, man,
Things.
that's a great way to promote what you're doing.
Yeah, more chances for Ohtani to light up. And you're playing percentages. The game, MLB the baseball is a game of percentages, right? So what's the chances that Ohtani's going to strike out twice back to back, right? Or what's the chances that Juan Soto is a guy of topic that we should maybe be referring to instead because he's the
new
it guy
face.
this year.
Yeah.
What are the chances that he will walk? And is that a possibility for the Golden Bat? He walks. If he's on base, can he be removed from base to hit? Can you pinch run for him and then he gets to go do it
There we
again?
go.
So it's like the bases are loaded. Juan Soto comes up. He earns a walk. You get 1 run, but you're still down 1. And the guy behind him isn't Juan Soto. So you're like, you know what?
Bring him back. Run it again.
Bring it back. He gets another chance. Worst case, he's going to walk again. He's not going to strike out. That guy doesn't strike out.
Yep.
So he's going to hit a double in the gap and score 2 or 3.
Very interesting.
Lose him on being on first base then?
No, they just put a pinch runner in for him.
Great. Yeah. So obviously there'd be a rule. AB's in the background saying that
AB.
probably wouldn't work because would you lose that runner? So there'd probably be a rule that if he gets on base, you can't reuse anyone on base. But why not? Who knows what the rule is?
Or maybe that depends
Okay,
on
now
using it.
I want you to go back and argue against it, but you can't use the excuse that I'm a traditionalist.
Good luck.
It's just
Okay. Jeez.
Hey,
All right.
the reason
all
why
right, AJ.
this is the dumbest idea ever is
The reason why this is the dumbest idea is it's a team sport, correct? So you're only as good as your worst player. So if you do not allow your worst players to have spotlight in that game to become the best, that's why the Dodgers are so good, is that they don't have a worst player. There's some teams in the MLB that do, but if you don't give that 8th hole, 9th hole an opportunity to shine, you don't get magic moments where the nobody name goes and hits that bomb and everybody goes ape shit for this one player, right? So the no name player, like, who's that guy that just won the World Series? Well, he's going to be a no name forever because it's just going to be Juan Soto that gets that opportunity over and over again. You got to give the underdog a chance too.
wow. Going to bat for the little guy. I like that. It's very good.
That's all I got.
What's your thoughts on that one, Coach?
well, I loved how Mays, Coach Comma 2, what you just did there is you did what the Wright brothers used to do.
Crash a lot of planes.
Oh,
Crash and burn.
now they,
Weren't they the plane guys?
That's what I thought.
yeah, they're the plane guys.
Not the popcorn guys, the playing
Yeah.
guys.
the
Okay.
plane guys.
Yeah.
What did
So
we
what
do?
they would do is they were renowned for arguing with each other. You'd walk by their shops and you'd hear them arguing. But what people didn't realize was that half their arguments were on purpose. So the one would be
Workshops.
arguing for the wing to be so long, and the other brother's arguing the other it needs to be shorter than what you're saying. Then they would stop and do what we just did. Is they would flip sides on purpose to make sure that they were considering what the other person was saying, try to understand the benefits, the potential benefits of what the other person was saying, and often they would come up with something in between. So
That all sounds really familiar. Did I read about that somewhere? Is that in here?
you read about that. You read
Quoting
about that,
himself.
Geza.
Interesting. I
No.
like that.
Now, would this be a tactic I could use with a team that I coach? Because I will tell you something, AJ, I talk way too long post-game and pre-game. It's like a 20-minute talk before and after the game. And often I will take the perspective of what I think the kids' brains are at, being 13-year-old kids and a little bit lost upstairs and not focused. And I will try and channel that and say, this is what I envision you guys are seeing on the ice. This is what I want you to see on the ice. Here's the positives and negatives of both. And then they'll be like, where are we? Like, you know what I mean? There's no right or wrong answer. I was like, exactly. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But we're lost and we're getting our asses handed to us. That's all I'm saying. Just maybe try and see something a little bit different.
Can I jump in here? As
Here we go.
someone that doesn't watch baseball,
Why not?
from behind, unless I'm behind a camera. I don't watch any sports.
That's
He's
a
not a sports
unique
I
guy.
thing.
I shoot sports constantly.
Yeah.
So when I'm home, I don't want to watch sports because I've already seen sports with different commentary in my ear. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1.
It's a different way to
So,
view, yeah.
just as someone who knows nothing about baseball, so what this is basically you can take your best batter out of rotation and drop them in anywhere once a game. That's what they're.
Yes.
That's what they're proposing.
So in a perfect world, you've got bases loaded and your worst player goes up to bat, and you're like, wait a minute. Golden bat, and you
Yeah.
bring your star player back in, and the world goes nuts, and everybody watches to see what happens next. That's all great, but the place my brain immediately went, where if I'm the pitcher, I'm just gonna whip him right in the shoulder and
Beat
walk
him.
him to first and be like, double bird the whole world, and then the crappiest player bats anyway. There, take your single.
The golden bean.
I just
Now, that's
I
a great
just
thing.
took
Yep.
that all away
Is
from
the
you.
the golden bat a replacement for that one hitter, and so they still get to turn over
I think
to
you
the
just
next
cut
guy,
in line like
or
a
just
bully.
cut in line? Just excuse me.
Right?
Yeah.
Very
I think
Oh, so it's like the 10th batter of the inning. So you'd have
You'd have the bonus batter.
that guy batting.
yeah.
Yeah. See, we need more details. But what
and
you know what
I
I do like?
It's kind of like the in wrestling they've got the like Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yes, totally.
If I
at any
can
point.
bring it around to a sport I know about.
That's it.
And he
Didn't they
says
do in
sport
the NBA
very
the
loosely.
Pointer, the 3-point competition. Didn't they have like the last ball would be worth
Oh
2
yeah,
points?
money
or
ball.
something?
Yeah.
It's the money ball, baby.
Yeah,
Last
money
ball
ball.
at each rack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
love
there's an
that.
argument that the half-court shot in the NBA should be a
Four-pointer. Yeah.
because there's guys are getting so good at it, and they're getting deeper and deeper, and they're not throwing up prayers anymore. They're actually on purpose seeing broken defenses, or they haven't set up their offense yet. And Chef is just like, you know what,
Boink.
4.
People are actually arguing now too that basketball is getting too boring because of the dominance of the 3-point shot. So that might be another thing they look at to
Oh,
spice
you
it up a
guys-
bit more.
That is something. I found a clip. Some guy on the Xbox. No, that's a different thing. The X list.
Okay.
X Twitter.
Twitter.
Triple
Twitter.
X list.
Yeah.
the Twitter.
The magic place where Gary works.
Ah, yes.
The guy sits in the corner looking at himself, kind of like Curtis was going earlier. We're hashing everything that happened here. So anyway, he sits in the corner and I asked, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Check this clip out on my phone." And he showed me a clip of an NBA sequence with 1 minute 37 seconds, 1 minute of no points. It was the Lakers and I don't know who
Milwaukee.
the other team was.
Milwaukee?
Maybe it was the Bucks.
I think it was the Bucks.
Anyway, where they just
Celtics?
went, doesn't matter.
Or
No, it's the
yeah.
Bucks. It wasn't Celtics, but they went back and forth, trying to hit threes and just clunk, rebound, outlet, clunk, rebound, little pick play, backdoor, has a chance for a layup. No, shoots it back out for the
three,
three,
dunk.
clunk,
Yeah.
and it was just back and forth clunkiness. It almost looked like the WNBA for a little bit.
You're not allowed to
that
say that anymore, man.
WNBA.
No.
I'm not allowed to say that anymore.
Caitlin Clark has changed the game, baby.
She didn't change it for everybody.
Everyone. I enjoy it. I watch NBA. WNBA
Yeah, I
games.
watch.
Yeah.
She's a very quality basketball. There's just a lot of clunkage that goes on in that too.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take
She's
it
like
back.
if the Golden Bat was a player in the WNBA. That's
Just
her.
give it to her all the time.
It did not look like the team that Gary coached one lunch hour at Holy Cross.
Shout out to the No
20
Berries.
years ago.
No Berries, baby. We were number one. Undefeated. I don't care what anyone says.
So speaking, let's bring it all back. So we did an exercise. What's your take on it, AJ? Like how did I
Yeah,
perform?
yeah.
Like did I give you two options to?
Well, based on your argument, or I would say there was many more positives,
Oh, yeah, but
many more benefits.
I agree.
As an outsider, it sounds like
Like-
the fans are the problem. Like they need something
Ooh,
to
look at
in the
Yeah.
X age and the 15-second TikTok era. They need something else. They need something happening. They need that
Snappy.
unpredictability.
Yeah. I think you might be onto something there.
You know, where does it stop? Maybe once you can swap the outfield with people from the stands for one play, and then it's
Yeah,
like,
so
and then
it's-
what?
wait.
Are you going to get some moms? Or are you going to get like a bunch of coaches? You know,
Yeah.
like I'd be scared if you were in the outfield. I'd be like, well, that didn't work because
Yeah.
you know how to play and you're good. I wanted
Until-
some like 8-year-old, but it's a draw.
Yeah,
It's a
until I-
lottery.
until
I
I-
got the guys who can catch.
Until I blow my Achilles out or my hamstring
Instantly.
rips, like those little races that they do in the outfield, those promos to race the freeze or whatever.
Yeah.
All
the
these
wiener races.
all these Joes are just blowing up all over the
Yeah, it's
place.
bad
I
news.
would say there's way more positives in a second, but I also just repeated the same positives as getting the star players in, more action. But that's the obvious thing. That's what you go to expect, those battles. But I would almost argue there could be more negatives, like guys that play the system, like who is it? Scherzer, that's learned the clock, where
Yeah, quick pitch.
he'll do the quick pitch, because when a guy times out or he times out, he knows when he calls time, he knows that he's got to be ready. So he'll come to set, and as soon as that guy's in the box,
Boom.
he sees a strike, and he's just like, there's a flaw. So I think maybe there's a good idea deep down in there, and there are positives, but it'll take testing it out at Banana Ball, like have the guys at
Savannah
the
Bananas.
Savannah Bananas try
Savannah
it for a
Bananas.
little bit, or
Yeah.
try them at the minor league level and see how it plays out. Where at the minor league level, it would make sense because you have these
They test
top
everything there,
prospects,
yeah.
these high-end players that really a scout's going to watch anyway. No offense to the lifetime minor leaguer that's in his 8th, 9th, 10th year, that he's been a Rule 5 pick or he's whatever, and he's going to be a minor leaguer until he goes and plays independent ball. No one's there to watch him. They're watching the 14-year-old Vladdy Jr. that came up through the ranks, and now he's 18 or 19, and they're like, do that at the minor league level. I think that'd be super fun to watch.
All right. So before we go, 'cause we've gone long, but I got one more question here before we move. We've got a great pre-tape. We
I
gotta get
was
to.
going to say really, really quick, as someone who doesn't watch baseball, that I see that they're trying to bring in new viewers. That would not do it for me. I think it would alienate more hardcore traditionalists than it would bring new eyes to the sport.
That was some great
I
info.
would never watch baseball
Very well
again.
done. Sticking with baseball, real quick,
Would
Coach
so.
number 1. The Blue Jays making
Yeah.
a deal. Getting rid of my main man, Spencer Horwitz, out. In comes Gold Glove, barely hitting.
Anders
Although his
Jimenez.
numbers looked, Jimenez, 3-time All-Star.
22 he was hitting.
Yeah.
He was getting on base.
It's like 252, something like that. Like decent numbers, but the reason the other team was getting rid of was it Cleveland? I think it was Cleveland. The reason they were getting rid of him because they want more scoring from the second base position. Well, the Blue Jays yet again saying we love defense. Give us that defensive guy.
Well, I think the Jays just saw value in someone they can lock into that position.
Yeah.
It's also the Guardians are seeing what they signed him to,
they
and
know.
it's like it's starting to get to that higher number, and maybe
My
they
point
changed it.
is-
But he's 26, so
Is Spencer Horwitz, a guy who I thought was a part of the future of the Blue Jays. To ship him out like that for this guy, was this a good move or a bad move in your eyes?
Spencer Horwitz, unproven.
He's
We
off
got
some
Jimenez for
dingers.
well, before last year. Did we know who he was
Oh, I did, but
outside on the
yeah.
PlayStation?
yeah, okay, that's a good point.
Not golden bat material.
No, it was,
Ex-
wow. That's
except-
the thing. Did we just get,
except last year in the minors, he would be golden bat
He was
material.
raking. He was raking
raking in the
hard.
minors. He
Yeah.
would be that
he
golden
would
bat.
rake in the minors. Well,
Yeah.
that's what we need.
Yeah.
But Indians, this was interesting. We were talking about this last night at baseball training. Are the Indians clearing up space because they drafted number 1 draft pick
Yeah, first overall.
last year,
Yeah.
second baseman.
Yeah.
So they cleared the pathway for Travis.
So this is just a move of value for both sides. So it wasn't we're getting rid of you because we don't
think
like
so.
you. It's we're getting rid of you to clear room for this first overall pick that we're invested in.
Yeah, that's the
And
Cleveland
surely he's
way.
got to be better than Biggio.
Wow,
Got to be
Biggio.
better than Biggio.
I'm not gonna try. But I love Biggio. Biggio won me a sweet bet one year.
I know.
Right at the start of the season, it was when Biggio was like he's starting left a little bit. He's going to third. They basically said he's going to start everywhere. And there was a bet out there that was like, will he play more than 20 games in the left field position? And it was like an instant. Every cent I had, I think it was like $27. I'm like, yep, boom. And sure enough, with all of his injuries and all the other places he played, he didn't even get to like 10. It was like the easiest $70 I ever made in my life. Pretty sure it's the last time I won a bet too. It was a good year, thanks to Mr. Biggio. So with that all in mind,
What?
you go ahead. Finish us off here.
Oh, I just wanted to, Coach Comma 2, who I like to defer to on all these trades,
Yes.
is Spud. What
Spuddy.
would Spud say about this trade?
Ooh, what
great
would Spud? He
question.
didn't say anything.
You got 1 minute.
What would Spud say? Probably.
That's about right.
You know what I mean? He probably
I
just
think
like
that's exactly what he would say.
Yeah,
he
that's
would
very
he
good.
would probably just do that, and then it's a nothing. Like it might be done, but he's like, show me more. He would be like, you got to do more. So it's
Yeah.
obvious they need to follow that up. So they might have they got a guy that can bat in the 5 if you're pushing it, but probably 6 to 9 spot in the order, right? In Jimenez at second base. So he's not going to be a top of the order guy, but he will be a reliable slot, and great defense is great. Like when Semyon
Bring it.
played great defense, that was amazing, but he also hit 40 bombs, right? So
Orlando Hudson.
Yes.
Love
yeah,
old dog.
maybe he's like an
Loved him.
OHUD guy,
I
but
loved him.
Oh,
anyway,
dog.
That was my dude.
you need more. Is that all Grant would say? They have to go out and get more.
This
So
does
they need
nothing.
to. Speaking of which, Spud might not say this about Vladdy Guerrero, but on the program on Monday was I on?
20 seconds.
When that's all we got is 20
yeah,
seconds.
we got to go.
Okay,
as long as I can.
Soto, I was wrong. There's no deferred money. It's $700 million. So Vladdy's going to have to sign for 500, maybe 600 million, not the 432
lot.
that I said.
Okay. Keeping us respectable out here, not just throwing out facts with no research. I like that. What's it called when you go back and say I was wrong? It's like a recorrect or something.
Shinfo?
Or Shinfo. Shinfo works
Redacted.
too. Thank you. Has been redacted. From the other side of the world, he is coach number 1. Thank you so much, brother. We love you, and we'll talk to you next week. You take care. You look great. Love that man. As we continue here on your show, don't forget, if you have an organization that you think is doing good things and want help with it, you got a business, you got a show idea, anything at all, let us know over at contact@dufferinave.com. That's our email. You can send anytime on over to contact@dufferinave.com. It's not our website, it's our email. But our website is dufferinave.com. You can go there and see all of Royal Ander's great work at dufferinave.com. He made the best website on planet Earth. So earlier today, we had a quick chat with a very good friend of mine, and we're going to get into it right now as we've gone way too long. We got the Phenom. Hey, Phenom, give us the camera 3 real quick. He's on the ones and twos today. There he is. Still just a hand. We don't know how it works.
And there
but we
seems-
love
hand
and
seems to
appreciate
be-
him. It's getting a little longer. He's growing.
Yeah.
He's turning into a
A
real
little
boy.
bit of arm even.
Slowly but surely. We talked to a very good friend, and we're going to play that for you right now. As you may have heard around here, we are huge fans of the Fireside Singers, and not just because of our sweet, beautiful choir boy LB, but our many friends within the Fireside family, including this young lady right here. This is my best buddy, Meaghan. I've known her for so long. I'm so happy to finally get her in the studio.
Hey, I'm so happy to
Welcome.
be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh man! Basically, she's been like my other sister pretty much since you were born.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, she's been a part of our family, and we've been a part of hers. And her mom and my mom were the best of friends.
Yep.
And we grew up together, and then we worked together, and now she's still crushing it like she always does with these other things that she has going on. And we
Yes.
got a big couple of shows coming up, don't we?
Yeah, next week, next Friday, Saturday, the Fireside Singers, our 52nd Christmas Memories concert.
52nd.
Yeah.
Is there anyone there from the original, like the first one?
Well, Marilyn, of course, our director. I think there's some that started fairly
Close,
like,
but
close
none
to that, but
right at
not
the start.
Right at the start. Yeah.
Well, that's a long time.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
over half of 100.
Yeah.
I guess half a decade,
Yeah,
would that be?
yeah.
Decades are hundreds, right? Oh. Century?
There we
Half
go.
a century.
Half a century. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yes.
Luckily, we don't fact check too much
No,
around
not at
here.
all.
So we got the big events coming
Mm-hmm.
up. We've talked with LB numerous times about all the work that goes into putting these on.
Yeah.
Maybe just talk a little bit about Fireside as a whole and what we're all about and what's going down, and let's get
Yeah.
people to these shows.
So we've done our Christmas shows for, like I said, 52 years now. We hear quite often from the audience and people that come to our show that it's a great way to feel like you've been like that you feel Christmased.
The Christmas
We always
spirit.
Christmased.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
So we also call it our like fireside family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got people in the group who met, who are now married, who now have children in the group as
Yep.
well. You know, and it's such a great group to be together, to sing, to put our hearts and our souls out there for these audience members, to sing some awesome Christmas songs, some fun songs, some silly songs, some like very meaningful songs. You know, it's a fun time.
See, and as I know from my mom, who goes to them religiously.
Every year,
Yeah,
every
this-
show.
this year, I told her, I said, Mom, we're trying to get a team together, and I'm waiting to hear from people who want to go. But LB said the second show is going to be the one to get to.
Yes.
So I'm thinking we're going to get out to that Saturday night show, and we're going to go
Yeah.
and make sure we bring a bunch of signs and
Yeah,
get
you should.
rowdy
Oh,
and
no.
do some pre-gaming in the parking lot,
We'll blame-
make sure we come in red hot.
We'll
and-
blame him in there.
That's right. We'll make sure one of our signs says, Adam paid us to do this.
Yes.
It'll be perfect.
Perfect. Just leave my name out of
Yeah,
that.
oh, don't worry. We got you covered for sure. So that's in the works for us here.
I love that.
How do people get in touch and get those tickets? Because I'm hearing they're slow. There's a few left.
there's
Not
a
slowly
few-
going.
yeah,
There's a few.
There's a
numbers.
few of them left. They're very limited, so get them soon.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Slow is the wrong word. I tried to fix it. I
Oh,
couldn't.
good.
Yeah.
You can get tickets at tcutickets.ca. You can call their box office. Make sure you only go to tcutickets.ca or call their box office, because there are some scammers out there that
course.
like to do
Of
an
course.
upcharge, and then you don't actually get your ticket. So make sure you go to the right place.
That's the opposite of being Christmas.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
being Scrooged, I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah.
And you don't want to get Scrooged. And again,
No.
you're supporting something
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that just brings nothing but beautifulness and happiness and all the things we want in this world. And
Yeah.
it's such a cool thing in that I've known people involved in it for so long, but I've been waiting to actually go and do it because I'm just honestly the laziest person in the world. And it's like, yeah, it's a Saturday night. And back when old Gary used to be cool, Saturday night was important. But now I'm at the point where, sign
Yep.
me up.
Yep,
Make sure I'm back by 10
exactly.
or whatever it is, and off
Well,
we go.
And I think there's something there for everyone. There's something for like the little kids. There's something for like we've got all different kinds of music in there. It's not just Christmas carols. It's so diverse there with that. So
That's one of the things that LB sort of got me informed on was like the different themes for each one and all the cool stuff. Like I got the program. I'm not sure. Someone must have stolen my program from the last one. What was that, March? When was the last one?
yeah, we did
Around
that
there?
in May, I think.
May, yeah.
May, yeah.
Yeah, because the show had started by
Right.
then.
Yes.
And I had that thing, and seeing the songs that were performed at that one, it's like, I know these ones. And then I
Yeah.
see my buddies doing solos in it, and then
Yeah,
he's bringing clips
he's
in. I'm like,
awesome.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to see how this all looks when you're actually in the building.
Yeah, it takes a lot of work for a big team, production team, you know. Adam's helped a lot on like production stuff and making clips and stuff for us, and
Apparently
social
he's pretty
media.
good at all that stuff.
He's
yeah.
very good,
Like
kind
I've
of.
heard, yeah.
Maybe a little bit. Hey,
Sometimes he slacks, but we let him get away with it.
at Fireside too
Yeah.
sometimes.
What does he do to make us so nice to him, hey?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I have no idea.
Jedi mind tricks.
I think so,
He's
yeah.
definitely smarter than all of us, so we know there's something going on there, I'm sure.
Totally.
So we got the event going on. We've inform people how to get involved, get your tickets. Anything else we should know before the big shows?
We've got some amazing guest artists coming. Thomas Yu, who actually sang in the choir years and years ago, an amazing pianist, coming to share the stage with us and sing, or not sing. He might sing a few songs with us.
I'm sure
but
if he can play the piano,
yeah.
he'll probably sing too. Yeah, that's
So
usually how it goes.
so he's gonna play a couple songs for us to sing with him, and then he's gonna play some solo stuff. We also have our Guy Few and Alan Harrington, who always come every year, and they're phenomenal as well. And yeah, it's great.
This is very good. Okay, so get your tickets. Join us at the big event next Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, December 20th and 21st.
There you go. Put it in the calendar, and let's get out there and support some Fireside and enjoy a lovely dose of being Christmas.
Christmas, yes.
Being Christmas. Meaghan, thank you so much. From
Thank
Fireside,
you.
You're the best, girl.
So are you.
Oh. So there you go. Our good friend Meaghan, who we love so much. As we continue here on the Wednesday edition of your show, we have a special treat for you now. If you're wondering, what's the Fireside like? What's it look like? What's it sound like? What's going on with this Fireside thing? Our main man, LB, made sure we had a little clip for you to enjoy. And we're going to run that for you right now.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents on the tree. Look at Santa Claus high and low. Listen to Santa Claus, ho, ho, ho. Searching for Santa Claus left and right. Where will he be tonight? Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. He was touches with the bells, silver bells, silver bells. What about the wedding as the melody foretells? From the jingling and the jingling, from the jingling and the jingling of the bells, bells, bells.
That was rude.
Wow.
That was
Why?
very rude. As we are back again, that is what the
Fancy.
Fireside looks like. Mazer was saying the last guy singing there, the soloist, looks like Curtis Anderson. I think That guy also very handsome. I think you're very handsome, and you have totally different looks, my friend.
Great body.
Yeah, so much backpedaling here, you guys.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
Hey,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
telling you look great.
Thank
Nipples
you.
are proportionate to his chest.
Thank you.
Next Friday and
All I
Saturday,
strive for.
Fireside going on. Be sure to check it out and support, as we're going to have, hopefully, maybe the three of us at least. I'm trying to get a little team together to, like I said in the interview with Meaghan, to bring a bunch of signs and do some pre-gaming in the parking lot, and then get in there and get real rowdy with it. So then when
think that's
LB
not
comes
the
out,
point.
we can, throw stuff at him. Bring
Not
some
with that
tomatoes.
attitude.
I guess it depends what kind of reception we want to get.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to be up in the cheap seats, so it'll be hard for him to hear us up there. But either way, we will be supporting.
Yeah.
It carries that.
Okay, well then maybe we'll wait until the very last song, and then we'll do something real fun. Support your Dufferin Avenue Media Network, everyone, and a Merry Christmas to all. Something
Just
like
some
that.
Diener screams.
Diener. How's our Diener search going, by the way, from Food Bar?
He
Did he
kind
ghost you
of
again?
brushed me off a little
He
bit.
ghost you? Did you tell him to send an email too? Contact at dufferinave.com. Hey, Diener from Fubar, won't you send us an email at contact at dufferinave.com. And if you don't like emails, it's really easy. Head on over to dufferinave.com. That's the website. It is way better. Actually, about the same as the email. All of it's really good. I can't sing it anymore. Network Ryan will be happy we did that.
I like
2
the
times.
green theme on the website.
The green is, oh yeah, on the website. I thought you were going to talk about the lettering again.
No, but just the lettering I thought should match the website. Like here.
You saw how dumb it looked.
It did.
Yeah. So we're still working on the color base, but either way, those are the places you can reach us, and we always appreciate it, and we love and support all of our current members of this amazing family and or team. Check out Wendy Brooks Media. She saved my mental health. Did I ever tell you that story? Social
No.
media was. What's going on over there?
He's watching.
Do you not have any etiquette when we're on the set?
Sick. My kid just hit a step back 3.
Jacoby's got basketball.
Sarah,
was
Sarah,
watching.
my wife, just
take
texted
back-
it, and
I
I was
take
able
back.
to watch it on my watch and not interrupt the show.
No, not at all. What a time to be alive. He's been watching his TikTok dances on that thing the whole hour, too. So,
Oh, don't put a phone on your watch. You're not Penny from Inspector Gadget, all right?
right?
It's the first rule. As we get set, I think, is it almost time to wrap it up? Anyone else got anything to say? Anyone got anything?
Next time.
We've gone. We went from what? We went from baseball to strippers.
Mega strips, yeah.
At one point, we were talking about raking miners. That part went over my head.
Raking in the miners, a little bit different. but
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Rake is a term for
I just ducked out for that one.
rake is a
Magic
term for
coffee.
Magic
Russian.
coffee for 17 seconds. It's been I feel like we've all grown together over the last
We have.
55, 57, 58 minutes,
And I will tell you this, I'm so grateful to have you here, buddy. I'm so glad you make some time here to join on this little Wednesday
I
adventure
wish
that
I
we
could
do.
contribute more. You bring me on, they're like, all right, let's talk hardcore sports. We're talking
Dude.
Blue Jays, and all I can remember is like that
Did you not
McCain
crush-
Punch commercial from like the 90s where Roberto Alomar was like,
Catch that
the
taste
taste,
of
and you
McCain
catch
Fruit
it.
Punch.
And that was my original, like, oh, they did 100 takes, and that was the best one, right? And then
Or they did one take.
he started like kicking dirt and spitting on.
Yeah, no, we don't talk about it.
Oh, we don't talk
Umpires.
about that. Then
No, Robbie,
no,
he's been
if he was
canceled.
catching,
The taste.
that's
Or the domestic violence. We don't talk
Whoa,
about
I
that.
didn't even know that.
He's been.
Yeah.
Or that funny Roberto Alomar story. Should I tell that one on here? No?
probably.
I was at the Kinsman Sports dinner.
Okay. You want to?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me give you some background music. Let's go ahead and get Frankie going there, Fino.
See, I opened up a can of worms. Here's my one Blue Jays. No, and then the other guy, the guy that flips the bat. That guy's like
Joey
see,
Bats.
See, I didn't know anything about them for like the 30 years in between. Roberto Alomar caught the taste, and when Batista
yes.
threw the bat.
The bat flip heard around the world. You're
Yes.
going to tell your Robbie Alomar story in 30 seconds?
Quick.
Well, Monty Clausen.
Yes, love Monty. Shut up.
I think I told this story once before.
You did
Maybe
actually
on
tell this
your
story. Yes,
show.
you have. This is very true.
I did.
Give me the
Episode
cold
7.
notes.
Yeah.
Really quick story. There was a guy that was really inebriated, and he got up and he made a silly comment to everybody, but
And surprise. it was
directly
Roberto
to
Alomar.
Sandy Alomar and Roberto
Oh,
Alomar, and
okay.
saying, "What's with what do you say? Dominican and Puerto Rican players coming to the States to play baseball and being very lazy and full of themselves."
In front of
That's what he said in front of everybody. So then I got up on the microphone and I said, On behalf of all of Saskatoon, I apologize for this drunk idiot. We have a lot of them here, unfortunately, but most of us aren't like that. We don't think this way. He's just a moron. So then I go back and sit down, and then as I'm walking back, a few people were giving me dirty looks, and this Monty guy that we went to high school with looks at me and is like, "Not cool, Ryan." And I was like, "What happened?" So then months later, my brother ran into him, and everybody thought that I was the one that said it because I
Drunk guy.
went up to the mic to apologize afterwards, but they all thought I was the drunk idiot, and a lot of people did not
he
like
was
me
not.
for quite a long time.
Okay.
But it got cleared up. Thank you to everybody who showed up today. It was a busy day in the studio here. We had LB, we had the Phenom, we got Curdy, we had Coach Comatu, aka Coach Mazer, as well as Coach number 1, all the way from Australia, the great Adrian Balarzon, AJ. Also talked to our friend Patty today, and Megan, and to everyone else. Thank you for making an incredible show. We'll be back tomorrow. Matt Young from CTV will be in the house.
Prime time.
It's going to be a great time, and we'll have so much more for you then. Until that point, have an incredible, amazing rest of your Wednesday evening. And always remember, karma is so real. If you do good things, they will start happening to you. I promise you, all right? This place is proof. We love you. Have a great night.